The mobile market's really changed. It's much more mature now, and it's at a board level in terms of a priority for the business. They're looking to use mobility to engage with employees, but ultimately deliver a better service to their customers. But when it becomes a critical part of the business, they need to secure the devices, they need to manage them, and they need to integrate. Customers are at different levels of maturity with regard to mobility, and when we talk about mobility is not a phone. That's the end point, like any other sort of device. Mobility is a lot more to it than that, and many organisations have approached it in different ways because of absolute necessity, because maybe their organisation has got a large number of staff that are mobile, and others that just have maybe just continue to use it purely for things like email and calendar, basic functionality. So the revenue opportunity is much more than just a device. So, from a partner point of view, they can look at services from consulting, development of line of business applications for those customers, obviously all of the cloud services that we can provide, identity management, and then finally, obviously, the hardware and also peripherals and accessories to that. So, an overall opportunity, it's very significant, and the partners can choose to specialise in parts of that or the entire spectrum. But I guess when you look at it from an end customer point of view, that's the opportunity and that's the breadth. It's not about selling a piece of hardware, it's about a complete solution. If we just look at the value of the market, just in hardware alone, that's more than £4 billion a year. And there's a whole plethora of services that will fall off the back of that as well. So that's very, very significant. But one of the key segments that we see in the UK, and it's much the same in many of the other Europe markets, is the small and mid-size companies, which represent more than 55% of the UK market from a mobility point of view. Now, what we're seeing in terms of dynamics is that approximately 30% of those customers in that segment have started to detach the airtime from their hardware decisions because technology is evolving so quickly. But the key opportunity here, this is where there is a very significant opportunity for our partners, is 70% of that segment of the market are looking to potentially do the same. Therein lies the opportunity. Many of those customers are already customers of our partners, and it's simply a case of opening that discussion. And in many of the cases, our partners are trusted partners to those organisations. They simply need to open the door and start to talk about mobility. When we look at the solutions, let's say we look at some of the new innovation that's come through with the Lumia range, like Continuum. So Continuum for me it's a physical demonstration of where mobile industry and the IT industry are really sort of joined together now, because that product allows you to run a desktop-like experience from a mobile phone. And there's a huge amount of opportunity for those partners to leverage what they already provide to customers, which are peripherals, attachments to sales like 365, enterprise mobility suite, line of business applications. There's a huge amount there, and consultancy, and it goes on. So the opportunity spreads very quickly from the device. But Continuum for me is the one thing that really sort of represents that and clearly sort of demonstrates now that the IT and the mobile market are becoming one. Certainly from a customer point of view, that's how they look at it. So my recommendation as a next step for you as a Microsoft partner would be to look at your existing customer base. Maybe look at customers that are already taking services like Office 365 and are looking to potentially to mobilize it. Your next step should be to contact your Ingram account manager, and they'll get support from a Microsoft dedicated account team, with solutions like the Lumia Biz Trial, allowing your customers to trial the solutions that we have.